I think this will add a significant amount of value to the property and us extremely happy as well, and really set it up. So that's the very start, but then obviously there's heaps more that I want to do with the property over the years as well. But these are the big expensive ticket items. Everything else is just going to be a little bit more affordable that we'll chip away at over the years. ...2021 is going to be an exciting year for myself. Just about to get cracking on a renovation at my own home with myself and my partner. So today just want to do more of an interview style video with Ben. He's going to ask me a few questions so I can give you a bit of a breakdown on what my plans are, what the intention is, and how it's actually going to come together.
I saw the photos this morning on Insta, like your inspiration, and I was just getting so much kitchen envy. I was like, and bathroom, it looks so sick what you guys have got planned. So let's talk about the home first, which was your third investment property. Why did you buy it? What was the intention for it? And then from there, we'll talk about what the plan is.
Yeah, so we picked this property up. We initially got it under contract in June of 2020, sorry.
Now, right in the thick of the market when it was free here, and we're like, should we not? And I'm so glad you did, because you've done so well so quickly.
Seriously, it's ended up being an absolute blessing in disguise, because basically from July forward, the Sunshine Coast has absolutely gone bananas. So it's put us into an absolutely amazing position. But our plan was, we didn't have a huge amount of serviceability to purchase this property. So we wanted to get the most bang for our buck. So our intention was to get a nice big block. We wanted to get in a nice big flat block. We wanted to be in a nice, quiet, family-friendly area and street. And then to get the most bang for our buck, we wanted to buy something that had a bit of renovation potential. So the property was built in the late 80s and hasn't been touched since.
Brick, tile, slab on ground, like super, super, super low maintenance, but just need a bit of cosmetic love.
Exactly. So since purchasing the property back in June, as I said, the market's gone absolutely crazy. To get into the property, we just opened up the floor plan, we replaced the flooring, we painted throughout and did a tiny bit of landscaping outside just to get us in there and get us nice and happy. And then 6 months later, the property's gone up in value by about $50,000 to $60,000 in equity, which I've been talking with my mortgage broker, which we're hoping to release this equity in order to get started on this renovation. So it's just been a blessing in disguise, because our initial time frame was to do the renovation in sort of 2022. But this has obviously brought everything a hell of a lot sooner, which is really nice, because now we'll be able to set the place up the way that we really want it.
So, what Simon's planning on doing, I think, is releasing some of that value or equity that's been created, and then using that money to fund the reno, which is absolutely epic. So, stage one was simple, beautiful vinyl flooring, painting, just as you said, to get in there. Like, you opened up those walls and it looks like a completely different house. Now, let's talk through stage two in terms of what you're planning on doing.
So stage two, right now, we're in the process of acquiring quotes. This is our first renovation.
The fun stage.
We're actually loving it. I think it'll be a little bit harder once the work actually starts, but right now it's super fun. I've organised about 6 different kitchen and bathroom companies to come around.
Simon's just stoked because every Arvo there's tradies rocking up that he can offer a beer and have one with. He's just having the time of his life out there.
Guy rocks up this morning like, you want a coffee, mate? I don't need to be at work for another couple of hours. Absolute champions. Essentially looking to get a bunch of different quotes, because this is our first one. We want to do a number of renovations over the years. I've got 2 properties in Brisbane that need to be renovated. We've got this one on the Sunshine Coast that needs to be renovated, and something that we want to look at getting into longer term, as more shorter term developments. So we really want to build that right team. So we're taking our time to find these right partners there that aren't just going to be there for this one, but are going to want that longer term relationship. So it's been a little bit tricky to try and find that, because obviously, a lot of these people are sort of salespeople, and they give you the goods, and everybody's giving us nice pointers and things like that. And but it's really fun, It's really fun to look at Pinterest and look at all of these different Instagram accounts, and Taylor's really getting involved with it as well to try and figure out exactly what she wants out of it. And I just can't wait to get things started.
So from what I saw this morning, it looks like talking about the kitchen, you're going to do like a nice 2-pack white kitchen with that beautiful brass look that's in at the moment. Create like a walk-in pantry or a good sized pantry. You're going to change the design of the kitchen, because I think at the moment it's like a little L, where you're talking about putting like a nice run at the back with an island bench in front, so it's way more functional. That island bench will be, towards the lounge room, so you'll be able to like prepare food but also talk with whoever's chilling out on the lounge.
Yeah, exactly. And what we'll do with that island bench is just leave a bit of an overhang at the end, so we can get some some stools on the end just to kind of sit there and have that open plan feel.
Love that, bro.
Just doing the galley kitchen, so just the island bench and just one straight run along the wall there, which is going to make it a little bit more cost effective. And yeah, exactly as you said, we've got a bit of a open space that's kind of misused at this point in time. And so what we're going to do is build that in, put in a little cavity, and essentially put all of the pantry in there, put the fridge in there, all of the appliances, so we can sort of hide it,
Super
create
nice.
that minimalistic feel, which is going to be really good. And then essentially we've got a window behind where the sink is and where one of the benches will be, which eventually what we'd love to do is put some beautiful French doors in there, just give it a bit more of a character feel.
So would they open up and you'd have like the bench going outside as well, or are you just going to have them there so it's got that character feel and vibe?
Eventually we'll put a little bit of a bench outside, but it won't be a continuation from the bench, the kitchen bench top. It'll just be, a nice timber bench out there, just a nice servery. So one of the other things that we're getting into, that's into the outdoor entertaining area. And we're going to completely redo the outdoor entertaining area, so it's a much more functional space, and then essentially just be able to have, the servery straight out.
Love it, bro. And so what about in the bathrooms? Because this is somewhere where a lot of people come unstuck. They're like, how much do you do? What do you do? How do you make it functional but affordable as well? Like you can spend, I know people that have spent $100,000 on a bathroom, and I know people, me, that like on my first renovation, actually on my third renovation, I spent like $300 getting a vanity from things, and then I hand painted the tiles with tile paint white.
Love it.
There were some holes in the tiles because I bought it as a deceased estate from this old lady. We called it the granny house because it was, and it had all of the disability function stuff in it. And I've like thought, I'll just rip these out of the wall, and like these big holes come in, and I'm like, I didn't know how to plug them, and I didn't have the money to at the time. We're living week to week, and I like just stuffed heaps of toilet paper in them and then got some shitty plaster and plastered it and then painted over the top of it with tile paint. I was like, I didn't know what I was doing. Like I just had no idea. I was just trying to figure it out. And now I'm like, someone's probably had to redo that bathroom by now.
Oh, that's so good. But yeah, we've currently just got the 4 bedrooms and 1 bathroom, and there's only 1 toilet in the place as well, which, if anybody's out there that's got a 4-bedroom house and only 1 bathroom, 1 toilet, it's just not enough. It's just not enough. Everybody's got to do their business in privacy, right?
You need to like pretend that you're not doing it in another area of the house.
So what we're doing is we're going to completely gut where the bathroom is right now. And
cool.
We measured it up right this morning, and it's about 3 by 3 meters, maybe slightly over 3 by 3 meters.
Way too big for a bathroom these days.
Way too big. So with, the modern sort of look that we're going for, what we're going to do is create a tiny little ensuite off our bedroom. So we kind of create a bit more of a master suite where we'll just have a sliding door entering into a vanity. To the left, we'll have just a frameless shower there with, a nice new fixtures, and then just a toilet. Then what we'll do is, create a main bathroom as well.
Nice.
Out of that space. So we'll put in a bath, we'll put in a shower head, obviously a nice vanity and another toilet, and just essentially make it two bathrooms throughout the joint, and much more modern. Same thing, it's an old 80s style bathroom and doesn't look very good, so it's going to be absolutely amazing once we've finished it, and just maximize it, because I think longer term, when we either decide to rent the property out or decide to sell the property, having those 2 bathrooms, it's going to appeal to a much larger group of demographics, especially those families.
Without a doubt. Now, the thing I like about Simon is, yes, he's making it more livable for himself, plus his future tenant, or when he sells it down the line, but he's also doing smart stuff. He's not rushing out there and spending massive money. He's not overcapitalizing based on its current location. For every dollar he puts in, he's at least going to get another dollar or two out of it. Like, it's just a smart renovation. He's not going overboard. He's not creating the forever home because it's not his forever home. He's creating something that's just functional, affordable, but looks absolutely fantastic through design. So I can't wait to show you guys this as like you go through it. It'd be sick to like show people what it looks like now, what it's going to look like down the track too, and to just go through the motions, and maybe we can share the key things you've learned about, like, as a first timer sort of managing trades and stuff as well.
Essentially what we're going to do after that as well is the outdoor entertaining area, because
cool.
We've just had the most gnarly storm come through. It was insane. You know, Ben had trees down in his backyard, so did I. My fence completely fell over, which was just crazy. But the outdoor entertaining area isn't waterproof at the moment, to say the least. So it's just the most dysfunctional outdoor entertaining area, because you just can't sit out there if it's even raining at all right now. So what we're going to do is rip off the roof, rip out all of the trees surrounding it, put in a nice new flyover roof that's actually going to be watertight, and then also put down some nice decking and put in a beautiful new raised garden bed with some nice native trees and things like that out there as well. So still got that beautiful leafy feel about it, but just create a lot more of a functional space. And you know, the house already is a big house.
It's a huge house.
It'd be at least about 200 square meters internal floor plan. It's on a 990 square meter block, so there's plenty of outdoor space. And then the outdoor entertaining area is about 5 by 5 meters as well, maybe even slightly larger. So once we've got this fully usable outdoor entertaining area, it'll feel like a nice big family home, which is exactly what we're going for.
And that'd be gorgeous, because your kitchen will look out onto the outdoor area. Like, you'll plant, like, I've been getting into gardening, as people know, and I've like figured out some plants that are super low maintenance, that bring heaps of birds and bees in, that don't drop shit anywhere.
I come around on Saturday. Both Ben and I did our gardening and lawns. I come around on the Saturday and Ben's got the biggest smile on his face doing the gardening. And then that night the storm comes through and just ruins everything.
I was literally like, you know, this is a secret shame that no one should know about, but now everyone's going to, is like, I grew up watching the Mighty Ducks and like literally thought I was a Mighty Duck. For like 5 years I played street hockey.
Oh, we loved it.
With all these kids. Like, I played so much street hockey that my stick, because like, it was like, my stick went from like massive to like, by the end of it, it was like this wide. And I'm like, Mum, I've got to get a new stick. But like, because of that, there's like a roller skating dome down the road that's like a skate plus type vibe. And like at least once, maybe twice a month, I'm like to the kids, let's go roller skating. Like, let's go for a blade. I've got them blades, and then I'll go for them, but just have the time of my life, bump into all of these old school guys that used to like do street hockey and stuff, that are just like embarrassed to be there but loving it at the same time.
Everybody's so grateful they got kids under the age of 10.
I was like, I want to keep having kids so I can keep going. But like, I've chucked the kids in the car on Saturday. It's pissing down and it's also like super windy, and by the time I've got to the end of my street and turned, it's just like I've driven into a blizzard. I was fully whited out. I've pulled the car over and there's lightning like everywhere. You know how like, you know, you're close to lightning when it's lightning and then the thunder comes like at the same time?
Yeah.
And there's water coming down the street about literally a foot over the gutters. Like, it was just insane. The car's almost like sliding backwards because of it. I sat there for like 8 minutes and then it sort of passed, and I turned the car around and there was like trees and fences over everywhere. Like, it just wiped out the streets.
You wouldn't have been able to see a thing either out of the car because of how hectic it was. It was probably the most gnarly storm that I've experienced, but yeah, it was like 2 to 4 minutes of craziness and then kind of fine.
It was just so weird. Like trees down on cars, houses everywhere. Like, it was just wild. So yeah, like a day in the garden was fully wasted. But you know, awesome. It is what it is.
So yeah, I can't wait to get things kicked off. You know, right now we're filming this video in Jan. I should be able to get tradies started by March, is what I'm hoping, sort of mid to late March, and then finished off by, well, before May in an ideal world. Awesome. So we'll definitely continue to keep you guys updated with the progress and how things are tracking once we rip out the kitchen, the bathroom, the outdoor entertaining area. Then once we've obviously got the work started as well, so you can see the transition there. But I think this will add a significant amount of value to the property, and Car's extremely happy as well, and really set it up. So that's the very start, but then obviously there's heaps more that I want to do with the property over the years as well. But these are the big expensive ticket items. Everything else is just going to be a little bit more affordable that we'll chip away at over the years.
Yeah, I love it, bro. It's exciting. Plenty of people around Oz doing this sort of stuff this year. It's really cool. I wish you guys all the best and have fun. Now with renos, just remember to not get too emotional or too far over budget. I've spent way more in the past than I expected to or wanted to. You can get creep, you can get tradies that rip you off, you can get average work. So just protect yourself like everything else you do. But it's fun. Can't wait to bring this to you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sweaty. So sweaty. Oh, that's good.